hello everyone, and welcome back to this in-event stream from IBC in Amsterdam. I'm next joined by Michel Artieres. See, I'm practicing my French here. I hope I'm making it justice.
You did perfect.
That's great. So, Michel, you are the founder and CEO of Ateme, which is a video delivery software company, and you've now been in business for 30 years.
Exactly.
But the business that you started off as a sort of a consultancy in the tech chain in the broadcasting and media industry, whilst now you have your own delivery like a software. What made you transition?
Yeah, so we started, so as you said, I started the company as a young engineer. I started with the easiest job is about selling our design expertise. So we design multiple things, hardware, software based. And then the company has been growing and we've been funded by VCs, and we realized that because we design more and more about, audio, video processing and audio, video compression applications, then we realized there was a lot of value in this market, and really that the market segments where this expertise was extremely relevant were consumer appliances, but also broadcast industry and the video surveillance industry. So at some stage we had to pick one.
Yeah.
That was the key message and keyword of our VCs. Focus, pick one market, go full steam on this one, and that's what we did. So we decided to go and develop our own technology to address the end customers in this broadcast market. So broadcasters, service providers, and that's what we launched at that time. Yeah.
So the issues that they had that you solved, what are those issues? Like, what is it that you solved?
So in the past years, the issues has been, so when we started, that was really the beginning of the HD.
Yeah.
So that was transitioning everything from SD to HD and everything also from hardware to software, because our industry has been shifting massively from hardware appliances everywhere to software and then to cloud.
Yeah.
So we have been their partner to make this evolution, this transition. And also because there's a lot of disruption. Other disruption, more recent, have been all players moving to OTT, direct to consumer delivery, and and there are more recent things that are coming. So yes, we have been. So in the recent past of the company, back in 2020, Ateme made the acquisition of another French tech, which is called Anevia.
Yeah.
The goal was to build a complete end-to-end video processing pipeline. We have all the technologies, glass to glass, so they say, from the camera to the player. Yeah. We have all the intermediary technologies that enable our customers to launch an OTT delivery service.
Amazing. So, and I think that's one of the key things that we've seen change over the last couple of years, right? Is when people were broadcasting and streaming previously, they had to be on site.
Absolutely.
Whilst now they don't need to. And
sometimes they can't. They simply can't. So
that's true.
The recent past has proven that they need to have more resilience in their operations, and that's why. Another key trend that we see everywhere in our industry is about resilience, having a hybrid infrastructure, relying on both on-prem and some public cloud.
Always having a backup solution, right?
Exactly,
And I think that is one thing COVID should have taught all of us, right? That we need to be agile and think about not only plan A, but plan B, plan C, plan D,
must be ready.
Right?
Must be ready to switch immediately,
Do you think, obviously you have 30 years in the industry, right? You've seen a lot of things change. Would you say that the most challenging time you've gone through is the last few years over COVID, or has it been quite,
Yeah, they have been very challenging for different reasons.
Yeah.
Not probably from this perspective, not the most exciting, but at least they have been accelerating some of the transitions.
Yeah.
As an innovation company, we are excited when and we need disruptions.
Yeah.
Disruptions in terms of technology and disruption in terms of usage. this is what is giving a chance to innovative companies to disrupt the ecosystems and the incumbents and come with more modern way of delivering the video.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the thing, there's obviously been a lot of negatives around, COVID-19, but I think one of the things is that it's pushed us to become more creative and innovate a lot quicker than maybe we would have done if COVID didn't happen, right? Would you agree with that?
That's absolutely true. And that has accelerated transition to cloud, to hybrid cloud, to multi-CDN approach. Everything that is bringing resiliency has been favored. So
but there's still challenges out there in the industry, right? What challenges are we facing right now?
The cycles of disruption of technology and usage are going faster and faster. So this is what is, for me, is super exciting, is that when you look at the consumption models by generation is very different. I mean, the way my kids consume video is totally different from what I'm doing. I'm happy, watching a long 2-hour content, as long as I love the movie or I like the game. That's fantastic. The younger generation, they really need much more engagement, interactivity. So we think that this is starting to happen now. There is the borders between our broadcast, television, streaming industry and adjacent markets like gaming and metaverse or social networks. All these things are getting more blurry, and there will be convergence between all these things. If you think of it, when you look at the consumption of the younger generations today, what is key for them is to really have engagement with their network, with their friends, and whether. So the social is at the middle. And whether they engage while streaming or while playing or while doing anything else is not so important, because they do multiple things at a time. My kids can watch a movie while chatting with their friends and playing games. It's not like me. So I think that these evolutions with metaverse and that might become like the metaverse is kind of a. I'm very excited with what's happening with transition to metaverse, and I think that will be a place, a parallel universe where you will be playing and streaming, as well as learning and shopping and a few other things, and there is a lot about. So what this means to us today is that we need to offer our clients, just like we help them transition from their hardware-based video headends to now their cloud-based workflows. We'll need to help them in the journey where they go towards this kind of bundling additional services. Some have started bundling cloud gaming into the video delivery service. But there's much more to come.
And I think, but some of it comes down to generational question, right? Because I think, what you said, I can sit on my phone whilst I watch a TV, but sometimes the information overload becomes a bit too much for me. Like, you have your emails, you have your Slack channels, you've got WhatsApp, you've got your phone, and some days I'm like, stop it, I can't do it. I loved it when it was dial-up internet type of thing, right? So does that mean that broadcasters also need to ensure that, they offer different things depending on the audience, right?
That's absolutely sure. You expect that your service provider will know you, understand what you want, and deliver you a personalized offering, personalized TV, personalized experience. And obviously, my kids would not have the same experience as mine.
Of course. And I think this is where things like, Netflix and things like that has become super popular, right? Because you can choose your experience yourself, right? The newest feature, well, it's not maybe new anymore, the watch party. I don't even know how to use it, but I bet the younger generation use it all the time, right?
Absolutely. And you can also pick or choose the model you pay, you fund this service,
Yeah.
whether it's
Yes.
full subscription based,
Yeah,
full
that's
ads
true.
based, or
Yeah.
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
That's also something that you
That's
can
true.
treat. Yeah.
Do you watch live TV anymore?
I watch a bit of everything. Because I want
Yeah.
to remain very curious,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I watch a bit of everything. Yeah.
But that's something I thought about the other day, because obviously we're in the broadcasting and media industry. But I can't really, well, I do remember the last time I looked at live TV, and it was last night due to Queen Elizabeth II unfortunately
Okay,
passing
yeah.
away. It was the first time in probably years that I've watched live TV.
Yeah, for me, live TV is essentially sports,
Yeah,
because that's
yeah,
where
that's
it
true.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Otherwise,
it's a lot of.
It's catching up on
sides.
demand.
Yeah.
But do you remember the days where if you didn't watch it at that time,
Yeah.
you missed it?
Oh, yes, I
You had to
remember.
record it.
I was
yeah,
born then.
exactly. Well, to be honest, I'm a bit older as well. But I miss those days sometimes. Where you were like, oh, Wednesday night at 7:00, I've got to be at home because I've got to watch that. Now it's like,
Yeah, but there was also already some kind of a social engagement there because
Yeah.
everyone was watching the same thing on Wednesday night.
true, yeah.
Then that was a topic of discussion on
Yeah.
the coffee machine on coffee. Yeah, the
we
coffee on
didn't
Thursday.
have the choice
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have nowadays.
So everyone was watching the same
Yeah.
and could share the experience.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So
And now this
we've
is
evolved.
live. Now
Yeah.
that's real time sharing
Yeah.
the experience.
So you've mentioned metaverse, of course, but what do you think is other trends we will see over the next sort of few years? Like, if your clients would say, okay, Michel, what do I need to focus on? What
Yeah.
would you say?
So very short term. So our clients need to monetize their content. Content is king, and content is super expensive,
Yeah.
so they need to monetize it.
Yeah.
And really clearly, one thing is transition to more personalized TV that is funded with personalized ads,
Yeah.
ad insertion,
Yeah.
targeted ad insertion, etc. So this is one thing about monetization and all that goes around in the ad space. And
Yeah.
the other thing, I think we are at the beginning of what we discussed already about more interactivity.
Yeah.
There's a lot in, even when you watch sport, gamification is everywhere. So
Yes.
people watching sports. So for me, watching a football game is enough. I'm happy with I love football. I'm a sports fan. I love every sport. But again, a younger generation, they need on top of that to have a betting game on top, because
Yeah.
just watching the game is not enough. So I think
enough.
all these applications in terms of engaging people in
Yeah.
doing, so that's something that our customers are deploying today.
And have you seen anything really cool being used in that space over the last couple of months where you've been like, oh, I wish I came up with that idea? No, it's still
Yeah. No. I have. I think it's still very at the very early stage.
Yeah.
There's so much more we can do in terms of the experience, but but things are coming. Yeah.
And what can we expect of Ateme in the next few years?
So we'll be there for this rendezvous to
Okay,
help our customers in this journey. One thing that is also important to us is that we want to try to do that, to do all of that while going greener in making these
nice.
entertainment and video delivery services greener, because I think that really matters
of course.
to our planet
Yeah.
and to our kids. And and the next thing after, just a few years later, is really transitioning of all of this into a more converged experience with streaming and gaming and betting and social experience. Yeah, that will be an exciting journey again.
Well, I'm excited to see what the future holds. This is our first IBC, but we'll surely be back, and hopefully we can see you here in a couple of years' time again, and
we'll
we can
be there.
do this again.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Michel.
My pleasure.
Before you all leave us, I want you to go in on the right-hand side in our menu bar and take the pull right now, because I want to know, did you focus just on our conversation, or did you do something else at the same time as we were having this interview? Talking about the engagement, how we're streaming content, I want to know. So please do, before you leave this session, go in on the right-hand side, take the poll so we can get some data, and I can share that with you afterwards as well. And join us shortly for our next session. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.